So today we wanted to talk about the election. Now, we understand that everybody will have election fatigue round about now, and it's certainly not our intention to become political or tell anybody how to vote, but this really is a bit of a watershed election when it comes to tax policies. So we want to take you through a little bit around each of the parties' positions, so that if there is a policy within the party that you're considering voting for that impacts on you, you can get out there and engage with the politicians, make your voice heard. This is something that we've learned through the engagement of the mortgage broking sector with politicians over time around that troublesome recommendation out of the Royal Commission around mortgage broker remuneration that we could see was going to impact on borrowers. There was a lot of engagement there, and it's yielded some really positive, encouraging results, although the battle's not yet won. So we really wanted to put it out there. We wanted to educate you, our clients, as to what the implications of the various tax policies might be, and encourage you to engage with the folk that you're voting for to make sure they have your best interests at heart. So with that, I'm going to hand over to Tam to take us through the detail.
Thanks, Tam. I'm going to focus today on the three main parties and the policies that we believe affect majority of our clients. The first one is negative gearing, when we have expenses more than our income for our investments and we use those losses to offset our other income. So Green's stand on this is no negative gearing for any property investors. This isn't too much detail around this, exactly whether anything will be grandfathered with existing rental properties. That's all we know at the moment. Labor are being a little bit more lenient in that anything pre-1 January 2020 will be able to continue to use negative gearing, but any new purchases from 1st of January 2020 will also have negative gearing. It's those existing properties that become an investment post 1 January that negative gearing won't be applied to. Liberal have no changes in this area. CGT discount, again, Liberal have not proposed any changes in this area. The discount is in relation to the 50% reduction that you get when you sell your property or your shares or any other investments. So Greens, again, are removing CGT concessions entirely for rental property investors. This means that when you sell your property, you will pay tax on 100% of the gain. Labor are talking about reducing that to 25%. So rather than having the full 50% discount, you will pay tax on 75% of your gain. This is also from the 1st of January 2020. Next one is bit of investors and also for our small businesses out there, the franking credit offset. So again, Liberal don't have any changes in this area. Neither do the Greens. The Labor's policy from the 1st of July 2019 is to say that any excess franking credits will not be refunded. So what this essentially means is you're paying tax at your normal rate. If your tax rate's 15%, you won't get the difference in the franking credits as a refund like you may have in the past. I guess a couple of other ones just to mention briefly that you would have heard out there as well is the deduction for managing tax. So that's looking at being capped by Labor. Liberal and Greens don't have any policies in that area at the present. And the big one for a lot of our businesses is trusts. So at the moment, trust distributions are taxed at individual rates. Labor are proposing to put a flat 30% tax rate on all distributions. So that's probably a big one that we need to look at post the election if our tax planning that we're doing with our clients may need to change. Liberal and Greens haven't made any comments in this area either and don't see any changes happening there. There are some tax cuts proposed by all three parties. The underlining one is the same across most of them. Labor's do have some greater tax cuts for our lower income earners. Exactly what dollars that equates to, we aren't certain at the moment because we just can't get the detail there to do our own calculations. And really that goes across the three parties. The policies are there, we hear the media hype, but we're not getting full details to be able to be 100% certain on exactly how this will affect each of our clients. And I guess, as Tanya said, if it is something that affects you, make sure you talk to your representative in your area so that, one, we know what we're in for, and we can make a noise before it's too late.
Thanks, Tam. Just to clarify, so around the tax rates, it looks like the cuts proposed by all three major parties for your lower income earners are within, a few dollars of each other. If we look at the other end of the scale, so our taxpayers who are earning $120,000 and a little bit more, the long-term proposal for particularly the Liberal and the Labour Party seem to be quite different.
That's right. So Liberal are looking more at doing a flat tax rate across those higher income brackets. Labour have proposed a change from the top marginal rate to 45% to 49%, and I guess a bit of misconception there is there's the Medicare levy on top of that, plus all your other extra charges that you do get as a standard individual here in Australia. So that's a significant jump of 4% for that income bracket.
For those taxpayers. So thanks, Tam, for giving us an overview of it. As we mentioned earlier, really the purpose of this is to inform you. There's a lot of noise out there. It's often very difficult to understand what may impact you and what might not. If you have concerns around any of these issues and you want to have a chat over the next few weeks before you make your decision, feel free to give us a call. We'll help you as far as we can with the calculations or the different ideas and how they may impact you. Happy to help anybody who wants to engage with their local representative if you see something in here that troubles you. But yeah, one of the great things about having a democracy is that we can make our voices heard in many ways, both through voting and through engagement with politicians. So let's get out there and use the next couple of weeks where we'll be bombarded with messages as a chance to make what's important to us heard.